Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI related tutorial by Team Slidescope. So in this part we are going to learn how to solve or how to create an exploratory data analysis dashboard where we have solar panels sales data, and in the data you can see we have wattage and we have the sales amount. So this is part 1 where we are building as per amount of wattage sold. Like every solar panel has a some wattage capacity. So on the basis of that capacity we are analyzing things. The whole purpose is to learn DAX expressions, how to write them, like previous month sales, wattage sold in 2024, wattage sold up to year to date, then in June how much it was sold, current month, etc. And we are actually trying to solve these questions. So because it's an introductory part, so we will introduce the data set, we will also introduce how to create this dashboard structure, and basically how to use these colors. Although this may not be the best colors for someone, but we will learn how to use these colors if they are given like this hexadecimal value, and these hexadecimal colors are basically on the basis of this icon here. So everything that you see here we will learn and try to create a dashboard. Let's get started. So the data set that we are going to use today is solar panels sales data set. This data set is available on our Kaggle URL. You can download it from there. I will share you the link, or you can also download it from our website. In the data set we have a CSV file. In this CSV file we have sales date, type of panel. So basically solar panels are of two types mainly, monocrystalline and polycrystalline, and these two have different efficiencies. Okay. Then we have segment. There is commercial load, residential load. So what type of load is there? Commercial load will be something like if it is a factory. So now I have adjusted the voice. So it can be shop, it can be factory, any manufacturing unit, a commercial building, and residential load is usually house. Then every solar panel has wattage like 350 watts, 500 watts, usually given in watt peak. Then efficiency of solar panel, how efficient it is in terms of it is given in percentage. Then if you will turn solar panels back, like on their back side, you will find some kind of rating card given, where you will find things like what is the voltage at maximum power, which is called VMP, current at maximum power, what is open circuit voltage and short circuit voltage. So this is maximum wattage, and if you will actually multiply 46 by 10.85, so this multiplication may come close to 500. Okay, so these are rated voltage and currents. Open circuit and short circuit voltages and currents are given, or maybe more things like weight of panel, like their dimensions, those type of things can be given. But we are doing sales analysis, so this is our simple data set which we are going to load in Power BI, and then we will try to answer these questions. Okay, these questions are DAX questions, and just a minute. And on the basis of these questions we will try to create a dashboard. So now we will connect the data, and I have actually updated the file. So we have quantity and sales amount also in INR. Okay, and this is just a synthetic data which is created just for the purpose of learning. So here we will select solar panel sales data with sales, open it, and once it is open, make sure everything is correct, connected properly. column and values are appearing properly, and you can load it. After loading it, now we have the data, and we will go to table view to change some data types or format some data types. So like sales amount, this is given in INR. So we will select INR from here. So Indian rupee wherever we will find, we will change that. Okay. Let's select Assamese India. So rupee symbol will come, and efficiency is actually given in percentage. So we'll select the percentage sign. Okay. So it is actually given in literally in percentage. So I think we don't need to change that. So now we will connect that, and after this we will first of all quickly prepare our dashboard. So it will take 5 minutes to prepare our dashboard design. So as we already do or always do, we select the text box and we will write something like solar panels, sales data set, sales analysis, sales forecast, whatever you want to do. So you will select like that, and you will simply drag it, and I will just use a font size of around 32, use bold, and then I will align it to center. Now for this particular data set effect, I will just enable shadow, but before selecting any colors for this particular data set, what I have done is I have created one image. Okay, so I will go to insert tab, image tab, and I will insert this image. I have created this image using Canva. So I will provide you this image. So I will use this image on sidebar. Okay. So now when we are using this image, so we can select colors from this image. Do you get my point? Sometimes a brand will give you some kind of brand guideline that you have to use these colors in our visuals. So I will just show you how to use those colors. Before that, I will insert a shape. This shape I will use as a sidebar, which I have done mostly in my tutorials, and I will just select a very light color because image is dark. So I am going to select a very light color here, and now you can see, because first we inserted the image and then we inserted the shape. So now the image is hiding behind the shape. So we can select the shape, go to format and say send to back, and now image will come on top. Is this clear, Mohan, Shadar?
Can you explain it?
One more time. So see, this image is on the top layer at this moment. Okay, so in Power BI, when you will insert different elements, so there is some kind of layering. This is our canvas. Our canvas is on the back, like back layer, you can say backward most layer. And here, if you, our text box is just over it, right? Suppose I want to place this image over the text box. So how can I do that? I will select this, go to format tab, and I will say bring forward. Okay, so whatever is selected as bring forward is on the topmost layer. Okay, so if you select this shape and say send to back, so it will automatically go behind the image. Okay, and your image will come on top of it. So this is very important. And when we are selecting any color, let's say this is a bit dark for my usage, so I am going to reduce its transparency also. Okay, so then it becomes lighter. This is just a usual way where we put elements behind or bring them forward. So this is our data. Now as I told you, we have some colors. So for these colors I have already taken color codes. Okay, so these are hexadecimal codes. every color can be represented with some hexadecimal value. In that color there will be 6 different characters. Okay, for example, if I write hashtag FFF, so this is white color. Okay, you don't have to remember this, but if you will remember, it is good. So this 6 times F is white color. Okay, there are 6 characters, and if you write 000 so this is same as HTML color codes. So if you will write 6 times, this is black color. Okay, so considering that hexadecimal numbers start from 0 and go up to F, so it thinks that every color falls in between these colors, and that's why randomly if you will write something, so these characters will either take from A to F, okay, A to F, or 0 to 9. So every position will take that. Read about hexadecimal numbers and you will understand. So all you have to remember is for every color there will be a code. Okay. So for example, if I select this and I select this and go to more color, here you will find hexadecimal code. Can you see?
What about the
Hexadecimal code. Hexadecimal is a number system. So we can copy this hexadecimal number and copy this. So this is the yellow color in this sun. Okay. So I have to take the blue one. So I'm just writing this is yellow, and this one is light blue, one is dark blue. So I will select this. So this is dark blue. Now you can see this is same as this color. So this is solar panel sales analysis, and we are doing EDA. So we are doing exploratory data analysis, and for EDA we can use a different color. Either I can select directly also. I'm just doing it. Uh, So this prepares our analysis part, and if actually I want to use the exact same color, so I'll use that. I'm doing this because recently we got a project, like we have done various projects, but recently in one project company shared a brand guideline with us. Okay, so they wanted us to work on that brand guideline, and in that brand guideline they mentioned what type of font should be used, what type of color should be used, what are the accepted colors according to their logo and all. So that's why you have to understand this. So our first question is, what is year to date sales? Okay, so in the data set, first let's see what kind of dates do we have. So you can see we have dates of November 25 and May 25. So we can sort descending. So it is actually showing some dates of 2025, like because it's a synthetic data. So it has generated dates up to 27th of December. So in this case, it is asking what is the year to date sales. So is the question clear to you guys? Year to date sales. Calculate the total, and this is on the basis of an actual question is calculate the total solar panel wattage sold year to date. Okay, because earlier if you remember in the previous example sales value was not given, so that's why wattage, it considered wattage as the question. So in our case, that wattage is going to be the main field that we are going to consider. Okay, we are going to consider wattage as our field, like how much wattage is sold, right? And then later we can also do sales. So let's say solar panels, yeah, sales analysis, and here we will write wattage. Okay, so for that, what will be your first approach? So the function that we are going to use is total YTD. Okay, so if someone asks you calculate the total solar panel or calculate any particular value, and it says year to date, quarter to date, or month to date, then the concept that you are going to use is total YTD. Solution for that will be wattage sold year to date will be just use total YTD. So let's use the function without copying. So we will go and create a new measure, okay, and we will call it wattage sold year to date, and we will write total YTD. So when I am writing total, you can see there are three functions: total MTD, total QTD, total YTD. So total YTD we will select, and then it is asking what is your expression. Expression will be sum, so we will write sum of wattage, okay, and then it is saying dates and any filter. So dates is given in sales date, right? Where do we have date? So it is asking for a column that has date. So we will select sales date. And before doing anything like that, I will rename my table first of all, because the name is quite big here. So let's rename it as sales. Okay. Now I just have to change the name. So it will be sales wattage and sales date.
Sir, please the external pattern. Actually, we are working on the solar panel. Self is
Okay, I will make solar cells or solar panel cells, whatever. So
only one. Easy for understanding.
this is solar panel cells. So is the formula clear to you guys? So total YTD takes, first of all, what it returns. It evaluates the specified expression, for example, sum of sales, sum of wattage, or something like that, over the interval which begins on the first day of the year and ends with the last date in the specified date column after applying specified filters. Okay, so we are writing dates as solar panel dates, and if you will check this will calculate wattage YTD. And to show something like that, we can either use a card or we can use the new card. Both are the same things. So in this new card you have data. So our data is wattage YTD. So it is showing 39K. Okay. So here you can see, usually when you use a card, in that card you can, it usually aligns the data in center, but this new card you can see it is on the mostly on the left hand side, and this is something that you can modify with the help of general properties and padding. Okay, so you can increase padding from left, right, etc. So it's your choice if you want to use this card. Honestly, I like this one because I'm more comfortable with it, but you have choice to use others. So this is wattage YTT. What the only thing I'm going to do is, in general, I will enable some shadow. Okay, and the color, as I said, the color that we are going to use is something from the visual. So in callout value, I will select this color, or I have actually the third color also, which is there in this solar panel. So I'm going to take this one. So these are the colors of a solar panel. So in callout value, I will select this color. Okay, it is very light, so maybe that one was good. And in category label, I will select this one. So, and we can make it its height 14 pixel, make it bold. So this is wattage YTD. If we are writing wattage YTD, we also have to see wattage in total so that we can compare them side by side. So I will simply click on this, Control C or Command C, as per your operating system, and press Ctrl V or Command V to paste, and this time I will remove it. How can we find total wattage sold? How can we find total wattage sold? How can we find total wattage sold? Like, so you can see up to a particular date, solar panels are sold, and a particular amount of, a particular watts, amount of watts were sold. Like in every solar panel, there is some watt. So suppose someone wants to install a solar power plant of 3 kilowatt. So that person will take 10 panels of 300 watt, right? Because 300 into 10 will be 3 kilowatt, 3000 watts. So this is wattage. So what will be the total value? Like here we applied a simple formula, okay, total YTD. Total value will be nothing but sum of wattage, right?
Yes, sir.
So we will rename it as total wattage sold, or whatever you want, you can write. So total wattage sold.
Can we apply the DAX formula for this total voltage?
It is very simple. Na? You just write sum of wattage, right?
Power BI automatically generated.
So this is total wattage sold, and that is the difference. Now, as I'm saying, suppose we want to see what is the total wattage sold in a particular year, then how can we find out? Total wattage sold in a particular year, let's say in 2024. What will be the way to do that? And this is not given in here, okay? I'm asking this question from my end. So
Then how?
my question is total wattage sold in 2024. We use year, yes. I think we have
Have
to
to
use,
change
first of all,
column
we
name.
have to use year as a filter somewhere, right? Because we are asking only for 2024. So it will be something like sales year equal to uh, 2024 or something like that, right? So this can be one thing. And then what other thing? We have to find out sum of wattage, right? Sum of sales wattage, or whatever is that column name. And next is what? So
In total control.
is there a formula that can combine both of them, like that can combine an expression and a filter? We have studied that. It's called calculate, right? Calculate can combine an expression. So we'll create a new measure, and in that new measure we will write wattage sold 2024, okay? And we will use calculate function and sum. Just give me a minute. So here we will write calculate sum of, and whatever is that column name, okay, wattage, and then our filter. Now when you have a date column, so year is not directly given, okay? So then we will write a formula, year. This formula will take the date, okay? This formula will take date, and it will take only year from it. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
And we can say equal to 2024. So let's see whether it will work or not. So when you will do that, it will calculate. So if we directly write something like this, like date is equal to 2024. So let's see what it tells before converting the data type. So it is giving blank. Okay, it is giving blank because seems like it is not able to understand that when is this date equal to this number. If we write year sold, let's try this. Otherwise, I have another solution. So when you will do this, it is actually telling us. Do you get this point? Why we have used the year function here? Because we cannot directly compare the integer value 2024 with a date value. So first we have to convert this date value in an integer value, and then we can compare them both. And this becomes our filter. And for this filter, we are finding sum of total wattage sold. So basically, Shadat is asking, explain one more time.
Can I explain?
Yeah, you can explain. Definitely.
Actually, calculate function is used to combine both the queries.
Yeah, it combines the expression
Sum and
along with filters, right? Like you can actually evaluate an expression for different type of filters or for different filters. So our expression that we have to combine is sum of watts that we have written, right? But the problem is when date is given, date is not given as a year. Date is given as a entire date value, right? Its data type is date. Is it clear,
Yeah.
Shahadar? So
Yes, sir.
in this date, there are three parts: year, month, and day,
Yes, sir.
right? So if you have to find or if you have to compare this date with a value 2024, what is 2024? What is the data type of 2024?
Integer.
Integer. So when you have to compare an integer value with another value, so that value should also be an integer, right?
Both conditions is same.
Both left hand side and right hand side should be of same data type. So when you will write year of this particular value, okay, so it will convert
Yes.
any date into 2024 into the year value. Whatever year is there, it will take it out, okay. And then in all the rows where this evaluation is true, it will find sum of those values and it will give it like that. Okay, so this is wattage sold in 2024. Next is we also have another question. This question is also similar and it says for each panel type calculate the difference in wattage sold compared to the previous month. So there are two types of panels which we discussed: monocrystalline and polycrystalline. Okay, so for each panel type calculate the difference in wattage sold compared to the previous month. So first we have to calculate wattage sold, okay, and compare it with wattage sold in previous month. So the new functions that we are going to learn are parallel period and dated. So before learning any new function, you can simply go create a new measure and try to find out what is this parallel period. So parallel period returns a parallel period of dates by the given set of dates and a specified interval. Okay, so it will give you the same date, returns a parallel period of dates. So suppose you will give some date, so it will give you a date in parallel because we have to compare two things. Okay, so that's why for this the solution that we have is difference in sales versus previous month. So month over month wattage change. So what will be the month over month wattage change? So first we will write wattage MOM change, and you will write where current month is equal to. So current month will be calculate total wattage. This will be current month. Okay. And if you have to make sure where current month calculate sum of wattage, are these three lines clear what we are doing here? These three lines are clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In sales table, what column? So what is W mean?
Watts.
Here.
Watts. What? When you will buy an electrical appliance, any electrical appliance, it is rated in watts. Its an electrical energy capacity is rated in watt. Like a bulb is of 100 watts, fan is of 70 watts, AC may be of 1000 watts, 2000 watt, depending upon its capacity. So every electrical device is of watts. So that is written wattage in watts. It is unit of power, na? Electrical power. So you are asking what is VAR, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the thing is, VAR is short for variable. Okay.
Yes.
In your 7th or 8th class, we used to work on single variable, multivariable problems, where we used to write let age of Mohan equal to X. Do you remember?
Yeah, remember.
Then you will add something like 15 years ago Mohan was 30 years old. Then you will solve this equation and find the current age of Mohan, right?
Yeah.
So this X is a variable. It's like a placeholder. It is something that we use to save or store a value. Okay. So here we are storing current month wattage sold in a variable called current month. Okay. So we are just saving this data, this whatever will be the output of this data will be stored in this particular variable, this variable.
It is
Okay.
it is working like that X.
It is working like that X. You can write where X is equal to, right? So instead of X, you can name it anything. You can name it anything
Yeah.
you want. You can write where Shahadat qualification, and then you can write whatever is your qualification, where Mohan qualification. So it's that thing. And then calculate. We know that calculate evaluates an expression. This is the expression. We just did that. We just did that, right? Here we used a filter year. Here we are using filter all sales date, and month of sales date is equal to month of maximum sales date, and year of sales date is equal to year of maximum sales date. What is this doing? It is making sure that whatever is the maximum month, okay, and whatever is the maximum year, it is selecting that. Another way of doing, like, what is current month? Current month is June, right? Yes or no? Current month is June. So what if I teach you how to calculate sales of June 2025? Okay, let's see. So let's
You
say
are
June, let's say June wattage sold. So June 25 wattage sold. Now tell me the formula. June 25 wattage sold. Calculate
some
sum of
solar panel.
wattage.
Yeah, water. Comma.
Filter.
first filter. So month of date, which is sales date, equal to 6,
Yeah.
comma, year of
2024. Yeah.
is equal to 2025. Okay. Actually, there are many ways of dynamically doing it. I am just writing it manually so that you guys can understand. Basically, we are saying we want to find out sales of June 25 or wattage sold of June 25. Okay. Now, for that, because we are just calculating it, so we are just trying to see whether that data is, no, it is, yeah, June 25 wattage. So it is 4650. Now let's verify it with help of some filters. So what we can do, we can create a simple chart here, okay, and in this chart we can, in this chart we can bring month wise sales. Okay, so I will just use this here, and in x-axis I will bring month. So from date I will bring month, and on y-axis I will bring total wattage sold. Okay, without any filter, without anything, total wattage sold. So this is actually giving us an indication that July is the month when maximum wattage is sold, then June, then May, because these are summer months, right? And in summer months usually electricity bill is high and electrical power requirement is also more. People need AC. AC is one of the biggest reason. AC, cooler, fans, everything is running. Like if it is 48 degrees Celsius, then you have to run multiple appliances. So that may be the reason. Now, sum of wattage by month, the only thing that we will do, first of all, our title, and we will select this color as our title heading, make it bold, and align it to center. Okay. Next is, so this is okay. And we have to see the number, so we can again go to visual part and enable the data label. So it is showing us that number as well. So actually in both the years, sales in June is 9,200. Okay, this is for both years. Do you get my point? This is not just for 1 year because we haven't applied any filter here. And here in effect, I'll just enable shadow. Yeah. And now I will add a slicer. So this is the slicer. In your case, it may be in some other position. And I will just add the date slicer here. So I will just drag the year as a slicer here, and I will select only 2025 from here. Okay. Now in June, what it says? 4100. So it is showing some of what, no, it is May, sorry, yeah, 4650. So 4650 and 4650. That means our logic is correct. And because it's a date filter, I will just select the drop down filter. Drop down, or we can also select tile because we only have two values. We can select tile, and in tile actually in value background you can give some background of your color palette. So I will give this one, and font color I will use a dark font color, make it bold. So this is year as a filter for 2025. Why is this blank? Because it's
We
wattage, is
selected
wattage sold 2024, right? So when we have selected 2025, it will become blank. This is 2024, it will come same well. So this is something that you can try. Okay. Here also I'm just going to enable shadow. I just have some habit of enabling this, but it's something that you can avoid. And this is slicer header. So I will just increase its size, which is it's not accepting. So I will disable the header and I will enable a title. So this is year. and we can select some color, make it bold, align it to center. Now, so we are just doing these things to compare that the answers that we are actually getting, whether these answers are correct or not. So here you can see wattage sold June 25 wattage. Okay, remember this is 40k, this is not 40k, this is 4.6k. So if you have to show everything in thousand, instead of auto you can say show it in thousand. So now it is summarizing this as 5k. Okay, so this is another way, sum of wattage by month. So
Sir,
now,
when and all
yeah,
we give, we put a variable. We need variables, sir.
yeah. Now coming back to the question, in one calculation itself, okay, in one calculation itself, if you need to evaluate something and then you need to add that or use that particular output in another calculation. For example, let's say I'm giving a very general answer, not necessarily DAX. Let's say CY is equal to current year. Let's say this is some kind of function, not necessarily, but let's say this is some function. So this function returns current year, whatever is current year. And now sales current year will be what? So you will use the calculate function and write. So here you will write something like this, where CY is equal to this, right? And then calculate sum of sales and you will write sales year is equal to CY. Like here you will enter this value directly. And what is this value? Current year.
वो इधर
In
center में same
context of DAX it can be year today. So today is a function. Today is a function that gives whatever date is today, and then year will take year from it. Okay, and then it will store the value in CY. And sales current year will be what? Calculate sum of sales year equal to CY. Is it okay? Mohan age is 30. Mohan age 15 years ago. Mohan age minus 15. So whatever this value is minus 15. The similar way, if you will write where CY year today, so it is going to calculate that, right? So that's what we have done here. Like there can be n number of ways. So here what we have done, like June 25 sales. We know that current year is June 25. So if we have to calculate sales of current year, like this is one way, okay? What is the other way? Can't we write month today equal to 6 and year today equal to 2025, right? Or there are many ways of finding that, because when we know that it is today, so we can find it total YTD today or something like that. So we will keep it like that. Now coming back to our question that we created, like here we have used where current month, okay, and where current month is equal to calculate. So here is the formula. Let me write the complete formula now. So wattage month on month change, considering that we are using month as a filter, where current month is equal to calculate sum of wattage. Is this clear? Consider that we are using month as filter. So for that it is written like this. If you actually have to do current month, So you will use filter from all date. You will select month sales date with the maximum date, year sales date, or you can directly write that also. No? You can directly write as I calculated, like I just calculated this, right? I just calculated this. So you can, there are multiple ways of doing it. And various previous month. So what is previous month sales? We are writing calculate sum of sales in wattage, and we are going to use the date add function. Okay. In date add function, we will write sales date -1. So this date add function, what will this do? See, in calculate, this is expression, this is filter, right? This is so in the filter, you know that we can select a month as a filter, we can select a day as a filter, we can select a year as a filter. Is it correct or not? Is it clear or not? Like we can take, if we can take a year as a filter, so it will show us sales of that year which we have just done. If we select a month as a filter, it will show date of that month, right? Mohan, Mohan and Shada, right? So we are using date add function. What do you understand from date add? It will add some date, right? It will add some date. So for example, if I write date add, I'm just writing a date here, 2025 14 12 2 days. So what output will he get?
Get, sir, here
Actually, I think
total
I made a mistake just a minute, because it is year month, so I actually have to write it like this. So 12, 14, something like that, right?
16, 2015 December 16.
December 2000, right? December 2025, 16. It will add 2 days. How can you say it will add 2 days? If I write -2, then
Here date, the day you mentioned is Monday to Sunday. In any days it will mention.
no, it is simple days. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do this. So let's create a new measure. See, we will repeat these things until it is clear, unless and until it is clear. So add date. Okay, we are just using add date, and we'll select and we'll write a date like this, actually like a string. Okay, and you have to change it into date. Okay, so this is date, because in a date function you have to write it like year, month and day. So now since we are writing it in a date function, so we are writing it like this. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
It is saying parameter is on the character must be specified. Okay, actually it says that it should take a column. I am taking a literal date, but let's say we are taking a literal date. If I say -2 day, okay, so what will it do? It will select that date and subtract 2 days. Okay, because the third argument is your interval, and what can be that interval? It can be day, it can be month, it can be quarter, it can be year. Is it clear or not? We can actually subtract quarter from a date, month from a date, year from a date, and day from a date. Is this clear or not?
Yes.
So that's why this final thing is the interval. Okay, so when that final thing is the interval, so now is this clear? Consider that this is date, don't worry about it, consider this is date. Is this concept clear? that its output will be 12 December 2025. So both of you, is this concept clear? So suppose, so let's say if you write -2, it will say 14 December. So what we have to find here, wattage month over month change, right? Month over month change, that whatever is the, let's say this month, okay, this month, and actually we know this month wattage sold is 5,000. This month, actually that was 4650 something, but let's say 5,000. This month 5,000. Previous month, what is the wattage sold? This is the question. Are you getting?
This
So
month, 5,000. What is this?
this month wattage sold. You can subtract month, you can subtract year, you can subtract a quarter, okay, and you can subtract a day. So these are the acceptable values. So when we are writing in the sales date, subtract 1 month. Is this clear?
Yes.
So this is going to calculate selected month sales. This is going to select whatever is the sales of previous month, and what will be the month over month change? Current minus previous month. And if someone asks what is the month over month percentage change, then you will just divide it and calculate it as a percentage. Okay, so when you will write it, so wattage month over month change, okay, but make sure for this uh, a month should be selected. So we are going to use it as a filter, and here we are going to select a month, okay, and in month, actually because we have 12 values, so we will select it as a drop down so that we can select any value from it. Now we will use this as a KPI, because here we have different KPIs. So let me adjust the width, and you can actually work little bit more on the design and make the widths equal. I'm just using it like this. So here we are going to now use that. So instead of add date, we will write that particular function which we have calculated. So this is difference in sales this month versus previous month. So this is month over month wattage change, and we will calculate. So here you are writing where current month and where previous month, and we are using calculate sales. So let me see why it is not letting us select. So actually we have sales panels here, so we have to select the right name, because I tested them with different name. Shadat said that we should use different name, so we have to make sure that we are writing the proper data. Okay. So this, so we will actually calculate that, but one easy way will be first calculate current month sales, which we have selected as this, or you can just go to modeling tab and find current month sales, and you can select sales
Solar
solar panel sales, and what is wattage, okay, and we'll remove this. This is current month here, because it is passing wattage, because
we given the
yeah, actually
bracket.
we have given, instead of square bracket, we have given it. Just a minute, I will redo this. This, and this bracket will not be here. And remember, this will actually calculate the total value. So it is like total year to date or total value, but if month is selected, then it is going to select of that month. So we have calculated one separately, and then previous month. So we will simply calculate this. Okay. Previous month is calculate. So this is previous month. Okay. And if you want to compare them, like this is previous month, this is current month. So you can, and if you want to find MOM change, okay, so you can now calculate a new measure. Like this is another way if you don't have to do with variable, although I will correct that, but since it is getting late, so I'm just showing you that you can find out. So we are just going to
Month.
write. So now we have current month minus previous month. So earlier I think we change the name over it. So you can write it like this. And this is something that we can find here. And whatever month is selected, let's say April, so you can now see it is going to show error, okay, because it is automatically calculating on the basis of that. So current month, whatever the value is total, and previous month in the context. If we will select year, so in order to work with it, so you have to select any year, and then you have to select the year. So if you are selecting April, whatever is month over month change, it is going to show you that. Okay. So for April it is 2650 total what is sold, and month over month change is 3000. Okay. That means in March it is 5000, May it is 4000, whatever you will select. So you have to select both year and this. Otherwise, if you will select month, it will show you error because both years are selected. So that's why in our case you will find a dynamic option also. I will give you that. So this is our month over month change now. So current month and previous month, if it is calculated, so we can.
इसमें
So
previous नहीं है, sir.
similarly, and we studied same period last year function also, right? Yesterday. So suppose you want to compare sales of 1 year versus other year, you can find out that. So what we are going to do here is, let's keep sum of wattage here, and on x-axis we will put sales date, and we will just change it to a line chart. Okay. Now you see in a line chart it is showing us sum of wattage by year, quarter, month and day. Actually we want, if you want by year, quarter and month, you can go one level up. If you want to see by year and quarter, you can do it like that. Okay. Or just by year, you can see. So for year 2024 it was more, and there is a drop in year 2025. When you will click on this parallel, so you will be able to see sum of wattage by month, which is same as this. So you can create these two charts with the help of these lines. Okay. So if you want to see date as a continuous field, you have to select this arrow. So this will select date as a continuous field. You also change it to a simple area chart. And now let's do some exploratory analysis. We have more questions here which we are going to solve in the second part. But before that, let's do some exploratory analysis. What other chart can we show if in our solar panel sales analysis wattage is our field of target or target field? What other chart can we show here?
What, sir?
What other chart can we show?
Scatter chart.
Like what other data can we show? So for example, we have a categorical field, right? We have categorical field like monocrystalline versus polycrystalline. So let's see in terms of wattage sold, what is the wattage of, like, whether monocrystalline is sold more or polycrystalline. So for that we will use a simple donut chart and remove date as legend, and we will select the type of solar panel sold. Okay, so we will select panel type as legend, and you can see wattage sold of monocrystalline is 53.44% of the entire data. So this is something that you can get from here. Similarly, once we are doing wattage sold, you can create a copy of it, and with the help of this copy we can find other things. So before that, let me make the graph size is equal. So second is, we also have products of different segments. Okay, we have products of different segments, and like you can see here, commercial load or residential load. Okay, so we
There are two
can
types.
create a pie chart, because there are only two, that's why I'm using a pie chart or a donut chart, because it will be easier for us. But in actual you will have more segments, so you can do that. And segment wise also we have almost a similar kind of ratio, but it tells us that 51.04% of total wattage that have been sold is for residential load. Okay, so this is one example. Next, what else can we bring? We also have solar panels rating. For example, we have voltage at maximum power and current at maximum power. So we can try to find out relationship between voltage and current, because both of them are, yeah, exactly, because both of them are numbers. So we can create a scatter chart or a line chart between them. So we'll use a scatter chart. In x-axis we will bring voltage. It means the voltage at maximum power, whatever voltage is there, and current at maximum power. Okay, so this is current at maximum power, and it will show you single line. First of all, we'll copy the formatting so that at least the styling is copied, and then you have to say don't summarize. Okay, don't summarize. So for both voltage and for both current, you have to say don't summarize. So it is telling us that when voltage is increasing, current is actually decreasing. You can see a downward trend here. In your in this particular section, okay, you will see add further analysis to your visual, which you can select like this. So this is a trend line. This trend line basically represent, like, if the trend line is going downwards, you will understand that when one variable is increasing, the other is decreasing. Okay, usually voltage and current are directly proportional. These are synthetic data, but whatever the output is,
Sir,
we have to consider.
I have question.
Just a minute, and color I'm going to use like this, or maybe something that is properly visible. Yeah, now your question.
I,
Usually, see, usually whatever is independent is kept on x-axis. That's what is usually done. Like suppose you are conducting an experiment. In that experiment, you have a voltage regulator. Okay, consider your fan, for example. So you have a voltage regulator, right? And
right.
in your fan there are 5 or 6 steps, are there, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 7. So, and sometimes there is a those automatic regulators are there where we don't have steps, but this is the way you increase voltage, right? Like you are increasing voltage. When you are increasing a step, you are increasing voltage, and with that increasing voltage, what happens? Your fan's speed will either increase or decrease. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what is in your control? Fan's speed or voltage?
Sir, voltage.
Voltage. So that is something we'll keep on x-axis. Then we will see that by doing the experiment, if the speed, if the voltage is at first step, you will measure a speed of fan. Then at second step you will measure a speed of fan, right? So at every interval you will do that and write it in your Excel file, and then you will simply create the chart, right? So when you will create the chart, you will see a linear trend going up. So
Okay, sir.
so
That is
this
very.
is this is a slice, and first of all we are going to change the colors also, because as per our data set we have to select these colors. So in series, line is solid, color is something that I will select this color, and here also I am going to select the same color combination. Make sure that you are also using if it is asked, otherwise you can use any color that you want. Okay, so this is between voltage and current at maximum power, and in the data set it is given open circuit voltage versus short circuit current also. So I will just create another chart here. So open circuit voltage and short circuit. So here also I will keep voltage on the x-axis. So let me just drag. Where is, yeah, this is open circuit voltage. Actually it is short circuit current, so no problem, but we will keep short circuit current like this. Okay. So here also we can see a downward trend. In some cases there are some outliers, and for these chart also, these are our scatter points. So you can change the markers, like you can decide what kind of shape do you want to have. Like we can select a diamond shape, you can select a color like this. When you are selecting color like this, our trend line color can be light color. Okay, this is your choice. And here actually I am going to select another. And what filters can we use? Same things that we have selected in the chart, like on the basis of type of solar panel that we have, right? So we can select the panel type as our field. Every time you have to change the title. Like this is one demerit of manually doing that, but this is month, and this is what? This is panel type. Then we can also create another filter, and this is what? What else can we have here? We can have segment also, right? So this is segment. And now on the basis of your segment, on the basis of your panel type, on the basis of month and year and date, whatever you have in the data, you can decide. So,
Have you taken panel type already? Yes.
so we will have panel type. Let's select polycrystalline. So you will see
Yes.
trend in polycrystalline. You can select monocrystalline. Okay. Usually, see, this is a synthetic data. Usually it can be different, but that. And I have another example which I have done in Tableau, where I actually have data of a real power plant which generates solar power. So I will share you that example also, so you can do it on a more real data set. It contains information of two power plants, okay, located um, in different locations. So now this is a simple EDA. This is report 1, and we have done wattage report. Okay, so wattage or power is whatever you want to call. Next we want to see sales value also. So in next part we are going to do that as well. Okay, so see you in the next part where we'll explore more about this data set. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, please let us know, and we'll be happy to implement them. Thanks once again. Have a nice day.